Alright, so we finally have the full patch notes for 6.1. Unfortunately, I missed the live stream where Yoshi was talking about these patch notes, but I woke up a couple hours ago and my friend sent me a screenshot for the Dark Knight section of the patch notes, and oh my god. That's all I can say. Starting off with healer role actions, Lucid Dreaming will now be unlocked at level 14 instead of 24. Good change. People won't really have an excuse now to let other people die in low-level dungeons. All they have to do is like spam one cure spell and one damage spell, and that's pretty much your job in the dungeon. Paladin, Iron Will reduce cast time for from 10 seconds to 3 seconds. Nothing big, but it's a good quality of life change in my opinion. Clemency, Execution no longer interrupts action combos. Holy Spirit, same thing. Pretty good. Anything that is a change like this, which does not break combos, is, in my opinion, really good. And this is the kind of change that they should be making, you know, like, this is the direction they should be going in, instead of, like, removing Kaiden and stuff like that, because that's really not, you know, what we're looking for. Requiescat, the additional effect grants Blade of Fate ready when the effect of Wreck ends, has been added with a duration of 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, so that's a new buff. Holy Circle, same thing as Holy Spirit and Clemency. Okay. Confiteor, the additional effect restores own HP has been added with the cure potency of 400. And I can see that it's for all of these Confiteor combo actions as well. More self-sustain is really good. I think it's especially good because of the fact that Holy Sheltron was not as beefy as Equilibrium or Heart of Corunda. So, in my opinion, this is a really good direction for Paladin to go into. But let's see, Blades of Fate, no longer a combo action for Confiteor. Okay. Alright, so it's basically its own thing now. The requirement, Blade of Fate ready, has been added, and the additional effect, same as Confiteor, we've got more HP restoration. So if we do the whole thing, got 400, it's pretty good self-sustain, I would say. Combine that with Holy Sheltron and the damage mitigation is pretty good. Good stuff. Now just add more, you know, DPS, and Paladin would be in a really good position, I would say. Alright, Warrior, Defiance, same thing. We're going from 10 seconds to 3. Overpower, area of effect has been changed from a cone before you to all nearby enemies. Good stuff. This was pretty much expected, in my opinion. Like, I mean, it was long overdue. Like, the fact that they took this long to do it, but they have finally done it, is really good. So, good job. I don't care like what anybody thinks about this. If people love the cone stuff, sure, good for you. But guess what? I'm happy. Okay, because now it's a radial AOE, and that's what I've always wanted. Inner Release. Okay, stacks of Inner Release now apply to Fell Cleave and Decimate. The additional effect will apply Stun, Sleep, Bind, Heavy, and most knockback and cone effects have been changed to. Alright, so we're getting a new buff, Inner Strength, which basically does the same thing, right? Stun, Sleep, Bind, Heavy, and most knockback and groin effects. Yeah, okay, so we're basically just getting another buffs, which just does the same thing. Nothing big on that, but stacks of Inner Release will now only apply to Fell Cleave and Decimate. Good. Good. Like, in my opinion, this was a mistake which they had to fix sooner or later, and they did it. Great stuff. Super happy about this, man. Like, that's all I can say. I'm just super happy about this. Now, the next thing they need to do is maybe consider key binding Nascent. You know, Nascent Chaos. Stuff like that. Alright, Dark Knight. Here's the main thing. Flood of Darkness, potency reduction from 130 to 100. Okay, I'm not going to say anything about that. It's probably not that big of a deal anyway. Blood Weapon. Good job, Square. Now grants 5 stacks of Blood Weapon effect. Effect duration has increased from 10 to 15 seconds. Now, I did not expect this. Honestly, I did not expect anything at all when they revealed the Living Dead changes in the live letter. They delivered. Yoshi P, he's a king, man. Now grants 5 stacks of Blood Weapon effect. Effect duration has increased from 10 to 15 seconds. Basically solves a lot of problems with Dark Knight. In my opinion, at least it does, because a Living Dead and Blood Weapon, 2 major issues with Dark Knight. two of the major issues with Dark Knight. Now the only thing left would be a more well-rounded, self-sustaining option. It's not something that it's in a really, a dire need of, but I think it's supposed to be there. Like, it's the only tank that doesn't have it. Might as well give it. I'm really hopeful for, the changes Dark Knight is going to be getting in the, as time goes on. Level 40, previously 72. My God, like, when are they going to? No, oh, okay. Oh my God, did I just see Gunbreaker? Oh no. What was that? Alright, so Stalwart, good stuff. We're finally getting an AoE combo level 40. This will help a lot in dungeons. Living Dead, let's see. The additional effect restores HP with each weapon skill successfully delivered or spell cast. Okay, so the HP regain applies to spell as well, like if you use a Mend or Unleash. Okay, cool. Has been added with a cure potency of 1500. If an amount of HP totaling your maximum HP is restored before the Walking Dead timer runs out, the effect will not change to Undead Rebirth, with the duration carried over from the timer. Okay. So the duration from Walking Dead will carry over, and you basically become invulnerable, although you will take damage. It's not a barrier, but you will take damage. However, the buff is not going to be cleansed. You just get a new buff, Undead Rebirth. Pretty good. Like, this was one of the major, concerns. Because if you cleanse yourself too early, oh my God, no, what will happen? But I guess there was nothing to worry about. Square thought about it. Now just, fix Abyssal Drain. I don't know what they're doing with that, but I mean, this is hopeful. I have hope for Dark Knight now. Never played during Heavensward, but people talk about how Dark Knight was really good back in those days, and I've seen a lot of, positive sentiment for Heavensward Dark Knight, so hopefully they can go, a little bit in that direction as well down the road, but we'll see. Gunbreaker. Whoa! Oh my God! Whoa! Mentioned in the stream, like maybe more changes to come for Gunbreaker and later down the road. I mean, that has to be it. Honestly, that's pretty much it. Like, I can't really say anything over here other than the fact that Dark Knight is finally getting attention, because it was in a really desperate position. So good stuff. If they could like adjust No Mercy's window and maybe remove the third bullet, and we have hyper velocity to talk about as well, because continuation just Gunbreaker is really good at tanking and DPS, but when you combine those two together, it doesn't work. It just doesn't. Animation. Action animation has been shortened. Action now changes to Mirage Dive while under the effect of Mirage Dive Ready. Okay. Same thing for High Jump. So I'm guessing every time you get the buff, when you use Jump, the action itself will change to Mirage Dive. Instead of having to press another key, you'll have the same change go over there. Like how the thrust action changes to right and thrust when you have the trait, the buff. So, I mean, if they had to do anything to Samurai, right? Like they should have gone in a direction similar to this instead of just removing Kaiten outright. But no effect increases target's damage taken by 5% has been added with a duration of 20 seconds. With a duration of 20 seconds. So I'm guessing this is referring to the debuff that will inflict on the enemy. Because it doesn't really make sense if you get a buff of 20 seconds. So again, like, okay, so the new trick attack, but with a buff of 20 seconds on the enemy. Debuff. Trick attack is the additional effect increases target's damage taken 5% and the change to, yeah, so it's a 10% personal damage increase. I think people are not really impressed by this change, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think they'll do it. Because it affects the identity, right? Like, I was checking out this post on Reddit a while back, so don't really think people are happy about the whole mug and trick attack thing. Aeolian Edge potency has been changed to 380. Rear combo potency has been changed as well to 440. 10 potency increase. Effect duration has been... Oh, come on. I mean, we have the potency increase, but still, don't really see why they had to do it. Okay, so Hake Mujin Satsu, we have combo potency has been increased to... Oh, it's the same. 10 potency increase, okay. Armor Crush, standard potency 360, flying combo has been increased from 400 to 420. Okay. Halakakra, we have, reduced from 400 to 350. I guess this is probably because of the damage increase we're getting from quick attack now, right? It has to be 10%. Samurai. So we have Hakaze, potency increase to 200 from 180. For Jinpu, we have the same 20 potency increase, 120. Third Eye's duration's been increased to 4 seconds. Shifu, 120 potency instead of 100, okay. Gecko, standard potency increase to 120, combo potency to 330, and rear combo potency to 380. So, alright. Okay, so that's a 20, a 10, and a 10. Ganbana has an overall potency increase. I don't really think Samurai would lose much DPS, but Guidance gonna go away, so that's a hit on the aesthetic. Mangetsu potency has been increased to 120. That's the AoE skill. Kasha, same thing as Gecko. Yeah, it's the same thing as Gecko. Tenka Goken area of effect has been. Oh my god, what? Wait. So that's not a cone anymore either. Damn. Okay. I think that's really good. I mean, anything that's not a cone, like, I mean, I'm not mad about the AoE adjustment to it. It's fine. It's good. Oka, same potency increase as Mangetsu. Yukikaze, is this the same as the other ones? No, actually. The standard one is the same, yeah, 100 to 120. But combo potency has been increased to 280 from 280 to 300. Okay. Midori Setsugeka, reduced potency from 660 to 600, but it's a guaranteed critical hit, so of course it's going to do, you know, more damage. Plus you get a dopamine hit from, you know, seeing big numbers on the screen, so of course. Make Yoshisui ranged weapon skills no longer count toward the effect of this action. Thank you. Thank you. Like, using NP when you had the buff active, I don't really understand why that was a thing in the first place, to be honest, but good. Thank you. Shinten, now acquired at 52 instead of 62. Potency has been reduced from 270 to 250. Okay. I don't really think Sam is actually going to lose that much DPS, because you have, yeah, like activation time and adjusted to match that of other backstab actions. Okay. Q10 now acquired at 62 instead of 64. Okay, that's the AoE move, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's the AoE move you use with Kenki, yeah. Kaishi Ganbana, reduced potency from 300 to 200, okay. Kaishi Goken, reduced potency and the AoE change. Wait, that's... I mean, that looks like a big change, but... I mean, it's fine. Yeah, like you don't really use it on single targets anyway. Kaishi Setsugeka, 990 to 600, but it's a guaranteed critical hit. It's a guaranteed critical hit, yeah. Yeah, like overall, I don't really think Sam is gonna lose that much DPS. Machinist, my main job, I love it. Let's see. Potency increase, lots of potency increases actually. Heat Blast, 180, 10 increase. Wildfire, 200 potency. I think I've seen that number before. I'm not sure where, but... I think I've seen this potency before, like... I'm not sure if it was in Stormblood or Shadow, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Drill from 570 to 580, 570 to 580, same with Air Anchor. Foul Bunker, potency has been increased from 650 to 680. Ground Collider, Chainsaw. Wait, Chainsaw, Air Anchor, and Drill all have the same increase, okay. Foul Bunker, 650 to 680, and Ground Collider, 750 to 780. Pretty good. Ruby Ruin, Outburst 2. Okay, so we have potency adjustments and have increased the duration from 2.5 to 3. Not really sure if this was necessary, to be honest. 3 seconds. I mean, Swiftcast is a thing, but I don't really like this, but okay. Searing Light action is now executed directly from the caster rather than via Carbuncle. This is a good change. Like, that's straight up. Just whether you play a summoner or not, you can tell that this is a good change. One thing I do want to know is whether Searing Light is still an ability that can only be executed when Carbuncle is out. Because I think that's still a thing. And I mean, that's fine. I'm neutral towards that, but it's being executed from the caster, so yeah, that's a good change. Ruby Disaster, same, 3 seconds, potency increase. Ruby Catastrophe, same thing. Ruin Mastery 4, we have Ruby Right has been changed from 450 to like that. Like I said, it's a potency. Red Mage. Oh my god. Like, okay, I'm guessing all of these jobs that have gotten like this one minor change are going to be focused on in 6.2 onwards, because that has to be the case. I missed I guess I'll check it out later. Yeah, I'll check the stream out later and see if we had any comments on stuff like this. Party members can be targeted has been increased. Alright. Okay, I guess the fairy can have an easier time healing people. Bio and Bio 2, potency reduction 300, cool. We have an area of effect increase for Sacred Soil, 10 yalms. Okay, I guess, you know, this distance change, all of these things that affect the distance, I mean, I can only see that for real once I go into the game. Second, I mean, honestly, it's still pretty much broken. This is only affecting the sprint buff and not the damage reduction, so yeah, like, this is definitely not really a concern. Astrologian. The effect duration has been increased from 18 to 30 seconds for combust. Okay. Yeah, like, I think these jobs will be focused on, you know, when we go into, what's it called, 6.2 and onwards for sure, but looking at these changes for Red Mage and then Gunbreaker, it just clearly feels like they're either going to focus in 6.2, they have to, because otherwise it's going to be really, oof, ouch. Alright, Sage, MP reduction on doses. Sotera has a, oh, that's nice. We got 4 stacks of Sotera, and the potency has been increased from 50% to 70%. Yeah, like, yeah, now you don't have to worry about GCD spells and stuff on Sotera, yeah. I think it might also have another impact, but I'm not really sure about it. We'll check later. Adder Sting, now gain maximum stacks of Adder Sting upon entering an instance or restarting an instance battle. So that's just like Paladin's shield oath gauge, right? Yeah. Overall, really good. Like, Sage is the only healer besides Scholar that I play a lot. Astrologian, I've stopped playing it much, but still there. But yeah, overall, I would say these changes are really good, aside from the removal of Chitin and, you know, Trick Attack, yeah. And after looking at Dragoon and Bard, what they've done with those, you know, the song and the jump actions, I think that is the direction they should have gone in, or something similar to that, instead of just removing Chitin outright. But let's see how it goes. Maybe they will, you know, address it in the coming patches. Who knows? But overall, good adjustments. Like, definitely excited for Dark Knight and what's to come in the future for Warrior. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoy watching, leave a like, comment, follow the algorithm, subscribe if you're new, and catch you in the next one. See ya.